Hi, James at the Idol Smasher YouTube page and host of the Noahide Nexus Thursdays here on YouTube. Was asked recently in the Noahide Nexus, what is the one book that you would offer Noahides? If you were to find a community of Noahides and you offered them one book that they could read, the one thing, what would it be? I thought this deserved its own video. For those of us who are been in it for a while, you can kind of get bogged down in the details. But for the new folks who are interested or just getting into it, I have selected a few I think that you would enjoy. What you need first is a Chumash. First and foremost, you need a Chumash. You need a study Bible, all right? I have a Stone edition, and I also have a Sonsino, a Hertz edition, Pentateuch and Haftorah. You want to get a Jewish Bible, a study Bible. Why? Because some people are going to say, well, if they're Noahides, then what's the point in them learning Torah? Let me clue you in on a little something here that a lot of people don't necessarily agree on. The 7 laws of Noah are Judaism. Okay, it comes from the Torah, and you can't just cherry pick the Torah. I know people like to try to distill out of it, just a 7 laws of Noah, distinct and separate from that which is Judaism, or what we call Judaism today. This that's what you're learning. So just kind of get used to it if you want to make full use of what God's asking you to do. So you'll need a Jewish Bible, a study Bible, not a King James version, not a Tanakh, unless you're getting it with commentary. When I say commentary, I'll show you what the Stone does. And here's the thing: is they're not all going to have everything you need in there, and they're not going to cover everything. They're just this is just what I'm giving you, what I'm suggesting to you. The following books I want to be given to you. These are things you can take with you in the wilderness. Okay. But before I can give you books, and this is one that I shouldn't have to mention, but I'm going to mention it anyway. In a nice study Bible and a nice Chumash, you're usually going to get the Hebrew on one side, you get the text of the scripture, if you will, and then you get commentary around it. See how it kind of surrounds it? Over here, it's the English. So you get the scripture like you've had in church, but down here you get the commentary. Why would you have commentary? Because you have to know what this is saying. This is not English, and this doesn't translate well into any other language. And English is great, but it's not the holy language, which is a pretty straightforward lexicon in and of itself. However, you have to learn the subtleties of what it means. You need to listen to the commentary so you understand why Jews think the way they do, because you're going to get a Christian perspective of it all your life, and then you're going to get a whole different perspective from the Jewish people who actually work it, use it. A Chumash is first. Now, when the rabbi asked me that, the first thing I think that came out of my mouth after Chumash, or might have been the first thing, is this book. This is a prayer book. You need to know how to talk to God, because that's very important. Talking to God is very important. This is Worship and Customs for the Children of Noah. Rabbinical approbation. The authors say it needs updating. I think it's pretty universal. These are prayers and customs, pretty much. Where's a prayer before study? Naming a child. Weddings, funerals, discussions on the 7 Noahide laws, and more. This is Service of the Heart. Another one I would recommend, which I don't have a hard copy, actually mine's an e-copy, which is Path of the Righteous Gentile by Chaim Chlorfine. Now, in Judaism, your actions are everything. That's the point of Judaism, to refine your actions and for your actions to heal the world. You're judged by your works. I know in other religions you have beliefs and creeds. And yes, although Judaism is a philosophy, we're going to get back to why Torah is the philosophy. Torah is the religion. We'll get back to that in a minute. But in Judaism, you're judged by your actions, period. So you need to know how to act. You've heard of the 7 Noahide laws. This is the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, or the only one out there of its kind, really. Rabbi Moshe Weiner and our good friend Michael Schulman, who's, shall we say, selective in his editing. This is going to split your hairs for you. You've got the 7 Noahide laws. What is idolatry? What is theft? What's the difference biblically? Now, this is in Judaism. What's the difference between fraud and robbery? What is the difference between manslaughter and accidental killing and murder? What do you do with stolen property? How do you handle fraud? Fixing scales, that sort of thing. This is universal law. This is 7 Noahide laws broken down. This is a distillation in many ways. But the great thing about this, much like the Chumash, is you're going to get commentary. You're going to get sources here at the bottom. That alone, you can make a study just by opening the book, sticking your finger in there and pointing at there's Nazir 61b. This is Tosafot 60. That right there is a lesson in and of itself. You can spend a week studying that alone. So just for source value alone, let alone the content of the book, like I say, it's incomplete. It's been a few years, and I seriously don't believe we're ever going to see Volume 2 coming anytime soon in English. It is the edited English translation of the Sefer Sheva Mitzvot Hashem. A good book, because you need to know how to behave, and you need to get in your mind what it means to act. Like in Judaism, you learn the steps, you get the music later. Okay, you learn the actions, you'll see where it fits in later. Finally, the third book, I couldn't nail it down to just one. The third book is The World of the Ger by Rabbi David Katz and Chaim Chlorfine. By the way, service, I don't think I've said that, the Oklahoma B'nai Noach Society is that who actually this, and Rabbinic Approbation, that's the author here. And then this book. Why this book? This book because that's the pertinent word. See, there's no Noahide in the Bible. There's no word for Noahite. It's just not anywhere in the Torah. There's no Noahite. And the only time the sons of Noah are mentioned are when they were literal sons of Noah, Japheth, Chaim, and Shem. That's it. There's no Noahide code. There is no revelation where God utters 7 divine laws for mankind to follow. It just doesn't work like that. This right here is a book that will teach you how it does work, because this is going to return you to here. There is no religion. It's all Torah. That's where we're at now in this process. There's rabbinical Judaism, but in the end, it's going to come back to Torah. And since there is no Noahide in Torah, there is this word ger. In fact, the ger are everywhere in the Torah, from the beginning to the end. So if you're going to understand what the Torah is, especially from a non-Jewish standpoint, and where you fit in this grand exploration of human consciousness, which is the Torah, this is the book. This is the good stuff. You need to learn the law, and you need to learn how to talk to God. But you need to learn your place in this. And this book will do it. So, my suggestions, there you go, right there. Get you a Chumash. Get you a couple Chumash. Find a few online. Find some commentary online. And if there are any books I could recommend to any Noahide that you could take with you in the wilderness, these would be the books. It would be The World of the Ger, Chaim Chlorfine, David Katz, Service from the Heart by the Oklahoma B'nai Noach Society, and The Divine Code by Moshe Weiner, edited by Mr. Schulman. And there you have it. Questions, comments, go ahead, feel free to leave one down below. If you're nice, I might even respond to you. And tune into the Noahide Nexus if you'd like to join our page on Facebook. We do it every Thursday night. And I'm James at the Idol Smasher YouTube page. Shalom.